Hello, hello. I've never taken a starter motor apart before. Done dynamos many times, and I imagine it's kind of similar, right? It's going to be a bit of a wiggle, isn't it? Because this oil pressure T-piece is slightly in the way. Let's see what... So yeah, as suspected. Is that in focus? Just about. Sorry about the wobbly camera work. I can't get this out. I'm going to have to take the... it won't come. It looks like it will. Looks like it will, but it won't. So I'm going to have to take the oil pressure takeoff out. Okay, she's out. Here's my starter motor. Let's get it on the bench and see what's what. This looks quite similar to a dynamo. And on a dynamo, you remove these two big screws, and then you can basically withdraw the armature. Don't think it's going to be quite the same. The manual says I've got to remove the... There's a clip here holding the sort of Bendix gear and whatnot on. But to get that off, I need to compress this spring. If I can't get the brushes, because there's some brushes in there, according to the drawing's slightly different from mine because it's got a ring around. Anyway, this is not, mine's not the same as this. So these little screws, well, I'm using a 7/32 socket and it's a little bit loose. So I don't know what the right size is. Maybe Whitworth? Lucas should probably do something like Whitworth. 1, 2, 3, and the last one. Off. Okay, haha. That's sort of what I was expecting to happen. Thought this plate would come off, but no, it doesn't come off. So it goes that far. Obviously, then it stops. I've had a bit more of a thought about it. I think I'm going to attempt to take this off as per the workshop manual. So I've got to compress this spring, and I thought, well, how am I going to do that? Maybe I'll use my spring compressor. This is obviously for suspension. So I'm going to wind it down and then see. I have no idea how you remove this clip. It's called a 16 jump ring. Here's the setup then. Spring compressor, clamped in vise, standing on some blocks of wood, and my little spacer plate is sitting there. I've got a couple of sockets and I'm going to wind it down. So slight difficulty now has arisen. I've got it compressed. I think that's as far as it's going to go. So that thing called the jump ring, here's my screwdriver. The thing called the jump ring has got a little split, so it's a little circlip type thing. You need to get underneath that little ring to be able to prise it off. So I've got something thinner. This, I think, used to be part of a lamp anyway, so I've cut some slits in it, so it will fit. But I want it to sit on top. I want it to sit on top of here, so I can get my screwdrivers underneath the little ring. So I'm going to drill 3 holes in here and bolt it to the top of the spring compressor plate. And then it's going to work, definitely. The holes line up, would you believe? That is compressed. There it is. And there's the jump ring. In a moment, that will be off. I just want to demonstrate this 2 screwdriver technique. You can use one of the bolts as a fulcrum. Ta-da! Told you it would work. So now we know. Now we know how to do it. Don't lose that, will you? Here she is then, and the workshop manual says, once you've got that, remove the jump ring, like it's a trivial exercise, and lift off items 18 to 20. What about 21? It just says the pinion and barrel assembly should not be renewed independent of each other. But does it come off? I don't know. Let's see. There. No, they don't. But that does. What's doing 18 and 19 and 20, but not 21. Down. There we go. There you are. Of course it comes off, your sod. That's it. Help, what have I done? So it did just, this just pulled, the back plate did just pull off. It's just a sliding fit on the shaft. So one of the brushes, one of the field brushes has come out of its seat. Anyway, but that's the commutator. And it looks fine. I was hoping it was going to be covered in soot. Do they all move freely? That was one of the questions. They do. I presume he does. He moved so freely he escaped. So why didn't it work? It's a mystery. I took the armature out. That's this bit. And here's the base plate with the brushes. And I thought, I wonder if those brushes are the right length. In the manual, it says, check that the brushes move freely on the string. If a brush is inclined to stick, remove it from its holder and relieve its size of the file. Replace the brushes in their original positions or renew excessively worn brushes as follows. Excessively worn is in the tech specs bit, and it says minimum brush length 5/16, 8mm. 5/16 of an inch. Here's my 5/16 spanner, and the brushes. Whoopsie daisy, there you go. Well, it's lots more than 5/16. One last thing before I put it back together. You can tell that everything was covered in quite a thick layer of copper dust. So I'm trying to wipe most of that off with a bit of rag, carb cleaner, paintbrush to flick the dust off. Okay, well, it's back together. It was quite easy to put it back together. It's back on. You can barely see it. But there's the starter motor. And here's the solenoid. Is it going to move? Is it going to go? Yeah, man. It works. I mean, it worked before, but it's good that it works now.